Alright, what is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate for your time, and I'd really appreciate if you do consider subscribing, because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, without further ado, we got actors who basically made poor financial decisions. You get what I mean? Blew their money away, pretty much went bankrupt, blowing their money away like it's nothing. When you have all this money, you just want to spend it. You get what I mean? You just want to spend it, or you're not even thinking when you spend it because you have so much money in your bank account. You have all these numbers and digits in your bank account. So when you buy anything, it's like it barely changes, right? So why not keep going, right? Until you check that bank account and it says zero, then everything stops. Literally everything stops for you. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's just play the video, see what it's talking about.
Depp was spending $360 grand a year on wine bottles, while Nicolas Cage's bankruptcy included 9 Rolls Royces and his own private island. However, there are few actor bankruptcies stranger than Kim Basinger's, who thought it was smart to pay $20 million for an entire country town. Braselton, Georgia had only 2 shops and 500 local residents, one of which describing the town by stating breading chicken is about the most exciting thing we do around here, which made the reason for Kim's purchase even more stupid. She planned on turning the town into a Hollywood tourist attraction by building a major film and recording studio with the added bonus of a theme park, homes and shopping centers at a time when Braselton's economic conditions were so atrocious. Another local resident,
I'm not gonna lie, at least she had a plan, right? It's not like she bought it just cause, oh, it's cool to own a town and whatnot. Like, no, she had a plan, she had big visions and for it. And she tried to execute it and it didn't work out, man, sadly. But at the end of the day, bro, spending that much money and just depending on one thing, bro, you gotta have a backup plan. You get what I mean? You gotta have a plan B, a plan C, even a plan D. You get what I mean? Because if things go left, if things go south on your first plan and it doesn't end up working out, what are you gonna do, bro? You're just gonna call it quits? That's the end? That's the end for me? Like, no, bro, you gotta have a backup plan. You get what I mean? But sadly, she didn't have that. She bought it. And, she tried to, execute her vision and her plans she had for this town. It was going to be the next big thing, and it just didn't work out, man. But, yeah, without further ado, let's just keep playing the video.
Stated, if we talk about the economy, everybody gets depressed. Given the real Hollywood was on the other side of the country, it's no surprise that the project failed, forcing Kim to resell the town for $4.3 million, locking in a $15.7 million loss, and the alienation of her entire family who'd also bought into the project. The stress from the town's failure then caused Kim to pull out of a movie she was starring in, prompting the producers to successfully sue her for $8.9 million, which Kim couldn't pay.
You had to declare bankruptcy. You made everything and then lost everything. Lost everything. Every single thing.
But at least Kim Basinger still had her freedom, as Wesley Snipes' bankruptcy was so brutal, it also put him in prison. He'd earned over $50 million from a range of different roles, although despite purchasing an Aston Martin Vanquish, as well as mansions in both Florida and New Jersey, Wesley refused to lodge a single tax return over a 7-year period, and was therefore ordered to pay the IRS $23.5 million.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. Earning $50 million and not paying your taxes at all, and just spending your money on other things and say, hey, I'm not gonna pay my taxes and whatnot. Like, bro, 7 years, bro, that all racks up. You get what I mean? And one day you might decide I'm actually gonna have to pay these guys. You get what I mean? Or I'm gonna end up in prison, or even worse. But you might wake up and say, hey, I'm actually gonna pay them, and you're gonna have to pay them pretty much half of your whole income, bro, half of your life's income, simply because you didn't pay your taxes the whole time you were making the money and spending it, bro. You get what I mean? So if you have 50 million, you're gonna owe like majority of your money, right? You're still gonna, don't get me wrong, you're still gonna be a millionaire, but it's like gonna be cut down extremely. You get what I mean? But yeah, let's keep going though.
Wesley tried to wiggle his way out of paying by making the strange claim that he was a non-resident alien of the United States despite being born there.
He knew he had to pay the taxes. He was just trying to find ways to avoid them.
Although things got a whole lot weirder when Snipes declared he had no taxable US income, making the IRS Form 1040 absolutely the wrong form for me to file. He also claimed taxes withheld were stolen funds, whilst adding the IRS deceives people to terrorize, enslave, rape, or pillage taxpayers. Although confronting the IRS was a very stupid strategy, as Wesley was immediately charged with 6 counts of willfully failing to file federal income tax returns, for which he was given a federal prison sentence.
Wesley Snipes gets 3 years behind bars.
In 2018, 5 years after being released from prison, Wesley Snipes still hadn't paid $1 toward his tax bill and would try to settle the $23.5 million debt by instead offering the IRS $842,000, which they understandably rejected. Wesley then tried arguing economic hardship, but the court said no to that too, instead dropping his tax bill to $9.5 million, which it seems he hasn't paid either. Avoiding a tax bill for 15 years might almost make him a genius. However, when Heidi Montag blew through $10 million, there was zero intelligence anywhere. Reality television was the source of her wealth, appearing in The Hills, Big Brother, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Outta Here. Although when these types of shows completely disappeared, Heidi instead began recording music, spending $2 million on her very first album. She'd state, "I put every dollar I have into this. I've spent over $1 million, almost $2 million on this album. It's cost as much or more than a Britney Spears album because I wanted it to be that quality. The songs will make an impact in pop history. It sold only 1,000 copies." In case losing $2 million on a worthless album wasn't bad enough, she'd talk about her daily life by stating, "Every time we'd go out to eat, we'd order $4,000 bottles of wine. Heidi was going to the mall and dropping $20,000 to $30,000 a day. We thought we were Jay-Z and Beyonce." Heidi's outrageous spending was justified because we heard that the planet was going to end in 2012. We thought we have to spend this money before the asteroid hit.
Bro, you heard the planet was going to end in 2012, bro. So you decided, hey, we gotta spend this money as fast as possible because the whole world's gonna end. We're all gonna die. Like, bro, what? Like, bro, you give a girl like this money, bro, it's only a matter of time before you even go bankrupt, bro. Like, bro, I'm glad she got her own money at least. You get what I mean? She got her own money. She didn't get daddy's money. She didn't get her husband's money. Because if her dad was rich, right, was a rich human being, let's say that, and she was a spoiled little girl, and he was giving her all this money, bro, she's gonna keep coming back for even more money until her dad even goes bankrupt, bro. That's the kind of girl she is, bro. Like, what is this? What are you talking about, bro? Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like, oh man, let's just keep going though.
Although the peak of her stupidity was still yet to come. With the money running low, Heidi faked a divorce with her husband, who explained the split was designed to create fresh interest in his wife for a potential British TV project. Divorcing was the only way to keep Heidi's career going, although this failed to do anything. Heidi Montag had to lose every penny before finally learning her lesson.
We live too in the moment. People say live in the moment. Well, we did. We didn't really think about our futures.
All of which could have easily been learned by researching Nicolas Cage. National Treasure had brought his net worth to $150 million, prompting him to spend $25 million on a waterfront primary residence, although Nick also felt the need to buy a holiday home. He'd therefore spend a further $15 million on a Rhode Island countryside mansion, also picking up an $8.5 million apartment for his weekends away in Las Vegas. But what about his weekends in the Bahamas? Well, for that he dropped $3 million on his own private island, but this didn't do anything for his trips to Europe, for which he'd spent a further $12.3 million on 2 medieval castles, where he'd spend huge sums on enormous Gatsby-style parties. By 2007, Nicolas Cage had bought 15 different houses, where he'd keep his 26 different vehicles, including 4 yachts, 9 Rolls Royces, and a nearly $3 million vintage Bugatti. Although this wasn't as old as his $276,000 dinosaur skull, kept next to a bookshelf holding a $150,000 Superman comic. Throughout the houses lived a $150,000 pet octopus, an $80,000 two-headed snake.
Bro, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, bro, I was completely understanding, right? Okay. He spent a lot of money on a few houses, right? I would understand that simply because he has to travel. He's an actor. He's famous. And when he travels, he needs somewhere to stay, somewhere comfortable. I understand that. But at the end of the day, spending that much money on houses is crazy because, we all know you got to maintain your house even when you're not there, right? You got to maintain it somehow. The grass needs to be cut. The yard needs to be cut. It needs to be maintained, things like that. And when you have a huge when your yard is big, right? When your house is huge, when you have all this grass, bro, paying someone to cut the grass is not cheap, bro. Especially when you have multiple million dollar worth of houses, bro. That's easily gonna cost you like what? I don't even know, like probably over 100,000 to cut each yard in your house, bro. Like, that's the most dumbest thing you could do. And buying these pets, like, what's the point of even buying these pets, bro? That makes 0 sense. At the end of the day, I would understand if you bought like pet dogs, like canines or something, spent a few $100,000 on those, right? To protect your yard. Simply because you don't want any intruders, running up on you, trying to assassinate you and things like that. I would completely understand, bro. But you're spending this on tiny little two-headed snakes and octopus and all this extra stuff. Like, bro, that makes 0 sense, bro. Like, I already know what kind of person he is. He's just the kind of person to invite someone over and say, hey, check out my $80,000 snakes. And the guest would be like, get that away from me. Because most people don't even like snakes, bro. It's just so stupid and weird. Like, what are you trying to flex, bro? Like, this makes no sense. But at the end of the day, bro, you deserve to go bankrupt, bro. You got to learn the hard way in life. Like, bro, what are you doing with your money, bro? But let's just keep going.
And a pair of albino king cobras that set him back 150 grand. To add a cherry on top of the cake, Nick purchased his own extravagant gravesite for a price of $40,000, finally concluding his crazy spending spree just months before the global financial crisis.
The real estate market crashed and I couldn't get out in time.
At around the same time, he began receiving fewer high-paying roles, and with 6 different loans on his Bel Air mansion, plus mortgages on every other property, Nicolas Cage was headed toward bankruptcy. By 2009, he owed a further $6.2 million in unpaid taxes, forcing him to sell almost everything, most of which at a loss. His $15 million Rhode Island mansion resold for $9.5 million, while his $276,000 dinosaur skull was taken by the government after they discovered it was originally stolen.
When the Mongolian government said that they needed it back, I gave it to them, but I never got my money back.
Nick launched a $20 million lawsuit against his former manager, stating, Cage discovered that he is now forced to sell major assets and investments at a significant loss and is faced with huge tax liabilities, although his manager clapped back by claiming he advised Cage against buying a Gulfstream jet, against buying and owning a flotilla of yachts, against buying and owning a squadron of Rolls Royces, and against buying millions of dollars in jewelry and art. The lawsuit was eventually dismissed as ridiculous, forcing Nick to take on low-quality acting roles purely to avoid bankruptcy.
It may not have been blue chip, but it would still work.
When asked how much has money driven your work choices, Nick stated there are times when it's more of a factor than not, before adding, I had this pride thing where I wanted to work my way through anything, which Nicolas Cage has since done quite successfully, unlike Randy Quaid, who gave up Hollywood to chase conspiracy, bankruptcy, and all-round insanity. I'm back! By appearing in Independence Day, Brokeback Mountain, and every National Lampoon movie, Randy Quaid became a multi-millionaire.
I've earned approximately $40 million throughout my career.
However, despite winning a Golden Globe and being nominated for an Oscar, Randy's career came to a screeching halt halfway through 2009. Why? Well, it began after he and his wife were arrested for trying to use a fake car to pay a $10,000 hotel bill, after which both refused to appear in court. After the case eventually settled, Randy and his wife were once again arrested, this time for squatting inside a vacant house they'd previously owned. However, things only got weirder from here. Randy and his wife began to claim they were being chased by a group called Star Whackers who were trying to kill Hollywood celebrities.
Bro, not only is he crazy, but his wife is crazy with him, bro. Like, imagine being crazy, right? Okay. And your wife saying, stop with all this nonsense. She's trying to speak some sense into you, but no, bro. She's supporting it, bro. She's on his side with literally everything that he does, bro. She's supporting him. She's with him. She's crazy with him, bro. And of course, he's not going to stop, bro. You get what I mean? The people he cares about aren't telling him to stop, so why would he stop, bro? She's obviously supporting it. She's by his side, so why stop? You get what I mean? Like, he thinks he's telling the truth and whatnot, but I don't know, man. Let's just keep going, though.
People do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years?
While also claiming the group was somehow controlling their finances.
If things keep going the way they are, and we don't do something about it to expose these people, my wife and I will be out on the street. And we'll have nothing to eat. Okay, that's how bad it is.
As a solution, Randy fled to Canada, where he'd begin to upload his conspiracies to YouTube.
A day of reckoning is nigh.
Wake up! After which he was arrested for a third time whilst trying to sneak back into America.
The Oscar-nominated actor and his wife in jail this morning after being arrested at the Canadian border in Vermont.
Exactly where Randy's $40 million went isn't entirely clear. However, Kelly Rutherford has been extremely open about how she spent her fortune on lawyers. After gaining international stardom for appearing in Gossip Girl, Kelly had 2 kids with a German man who wasn't a US citizen. The couple divorced in 2009 and began to argue about custody, with a judge ruling the kid should live with their father in Europe as he wasn't permitted to return to America.
Because he can't come into the US, the children have to be in now France.
Yes.
The situation was so strange and unique, Kelly spent every penny she had trying to regain custody.
I'm not gonna lie, a situation like this, it isn't about money for her. Like, the money doesn't matter. Like, this is real. You get what I mean? This is wholesome. She doesn't care about the money at all. You get what I mean? She's just trying to get custody of her kids back, and that's all she cares about. She just wants her kids back. She wants to spend time with her kids again because, you know, she's the one who pushed them out and things like that, bro. Like, let's be real, bro. She loves her children and she just wants her children back. She wants to, you know, spend time, and they're all the way across the country, bro. Like, you know, she's missing them every day, and she's fighting, spending every penny of her money that she's earned her entire life, fighting for her children back. So at the end of the day, bro, I would completely understand. This is real, bro, because at the end of the day, not everything is about money, man. You get what I mean? It's about family. It's about people that you love, because at the end of the day, money can't buy that, bro. You get what I mean? Money can't buy that. So let's just keep going, though.
It's cost you, what, about $2.5 million already?
It's cost me everything I've ever made, everything.
And as a result, she filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy midway through the court case, having assets worth only $24,000 compared to liabilities totaling $2 million. On top of this, Kelly owed more than $350,000 in back taxes, $25,000 in Amex charges, and had a monthly income of just under $1,300, although despite spending everything she'd ever earned, her efforts failed to impact the court's final choice.
Gossip Girl star Kelly Rutherford stunned and fighting back tears after losing a bitter custody battle today in New York Supreme Court.
Kelly's spending was out of complete necessity, whereas
Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's sad at the same time. You get what I mean? That is absolutely wild, bro. Not only did she lose her money, did she lose everything, but she also lost custody of her kids, bro. She can't even pay the lawyers or pay, you know, the right amount of money to, you know, fight for her children back anymore, simply because she lost everything, bro. You get what I mean? Not only did she lose all her money, but she lost custody of her kids. She probably won't even be able to see her children again. So I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, bro, that's sad. She literally lost everything, man. And it's devastating, man. It's devastating and it's tough. But at the end of the day, bro, she's a real one trying to get her children back and, you know, fight custody. But I don't know the full situation. I don't know, man. I don't know the full situation. But at the end of the day, she just wants to spend time with their children again, even if it's back and forth. Like, hey, we'll let the kids visit you on the weekends and whatnot, and let them come back to me. But nope, he had full custody, man. Like, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna end this video here. Let me know what you guys think. And this was actors who basically spent all their money and went bankrupt, man. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think and subscribe for more content, man. Peace out.